Alright guys, what's going on? Just hopping on doing a quick video on how to remove the spacer in your buffer tube if you have to. Depending on who you're buying from, sometimes they'll already have it installed on the tail end of the buffer tube. So most of the time, if there's like a shorter spring that they've already pre-installed for you, and so this is a Warscorp 9. Obviously, if you've kind of been following the page, most of my videos are about this thing so far. But yep, this is an AR9, but same platform, AR15, AR10. It's all gonna apply to all those things. But yeah, these are just kind of some of the tools. Well, really, just about all the tools that I used and that helped me to yeah, get this spacer out, because it can be kind of a hassle to get them out. Um, you know, you can obviously start off and try just banging it out with a, whether it's a rubber mallet, a hammer, place a towel over the backside with the hammer, try and bang it out. But if the obvious methods aren't working, then this is probably what you're gonna want to try. And so yeah, let's get into it. First thing I recommend is, if you got a hair dryer, a heat gun, you're gonna want to blow some air down the buffer tube. And the reason you're doing that, you're trying to do as good of a job as you can to dry off, some of the oils on the spacer, so that once we get to the hot glue, um, as you can see here, we use the hot glue on the back end of the buffer tube. When you go to punch out the hot glue that's dried, if there's excess oil, then it may just punch out the hot glue alone without actually punching out the spacer. So pretty important step. You just want to make sure you can dry out, shoot some air, use an air dryer or a heat gun, or even if you have a fan, just put it up to a fan, send that air down the buffer tube. Obviously, I don't think I needed to say this, but you got to take out your buffer and your spring to begin with in order to get to those other steps. Yeah, so this is what's going to be at the end of the tube after you've gone ahead. If you had no success with the hammer, no success with any other methods, then what you're going to do is, once you've got your buffer weight and spring out, there should be a little hole there at the end of your buffer tube. And as mentioned, you gotta be sure to do your best as you can to pretty much dry out. It doesn't have to be completely dry, but you just want to make sure that the hot glue does a good job of catching on to the hole in the spacer. And once you do that, get your hot glue gun, plug it in, heat it up. After about 15 minutes, should be ready to go. You'll take the tip of your hot glue gun, insert it into the back of the buffer tube, hold it down for about 10 to 15 seconds. That should do it. Wait about, I'd say about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, just to be safe. And then really you can just grab anything around the house that you believe can fit through this little hole right here. I just used a chopstick because that's what I had lying around. Punched it through, shined a flashlight in there. I could tell that the spacer was dislodged, came through. And then what I did is I took the hammer and then I started hammering the back end again. Then you'll begin to see that spacer slowly coming forward. Once it's within reach, I kind of just use this Allen key, and what I did is I stuck it down the tube. I'll try to demonstrate exactly what I did. I stuck it down the tube and it kind of flips like a coin, right? So once it flips, then I turned the L upwards or downwards. It can work either way. You just want to hook it, essentially, is the goal. Hook and pull and continue to do that. It's going to slip here and there, but yeah, I mean, after, it took me about 5 minutes. Well, actually, not in total, but once I got the hot glue installed or into the back of the buffer, then I was able to hook it after getting it close enough with the hammer, and yeah, I was able to get it out. If you have any questions, just let me know. But yeah, at the end of the day, remove your buffer, remove your spring, shoot some air, whether that's a fan, a hair dryer, down the buffer. Do your best to dry out the interior and the spacer. Then what you'll do is take your hot glue gun, punch it into the back of the hole, shoot some glue into there for about 10 seconds, let it dry for about 5 minutes, grab anything that can fit through that hole, punch it out, and then what you do is take your hammer, bang, 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 take any type of tool. If you have an Allen key or something like this, just push it inside, and then you'll just scoop it out. So yeah, hope that video was helpful. As mentioned, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. But yeah, appreciate you watching. We'll catch you on the next one.